Hey, welcome in or welcome back. This is Sound Wisdom Tarot. I'm Shannon Rose Scott, and thank you so much for showing up. So, this is your love reading, my friends, and my goodness, this is a potent, layered reading. Okay, this was supposed to be like a short one. We'll see how quickly I can get this message across, but after pulling these cards, I see like this is drenched in emotional maturity, inner transformation, ancestral healing even, and like a powerful soul level like initiation. So here we go, let's get it. So you're beginning in the energy of the Hermit. This is like a sacred retreat, a sacred withdrawal. And it's because something happened. You've either recently broken up or taking a pause. And that's also clear because, like, look at this image of the Hermit. He's actually missing a leg. So I feel like this is a really kind of traumatic ending of sorts that you've just recently had. Like a part of you has been literally, like not literally, but like a part of you has been taken. It feels like you've lost your leg. It feels like you've lost a part of yourself. So this was a really hard ending, or at least a really difficult pause you're taking. You're definitely in your, like, taking time to yourself right now. And you're not just retreating physically, like this feels spiritual, okay? Because you've been forced to turn inward and to study your soul like a craft, okay? That the Eight of Pentacles here, confirming or clarifying the Hermit, this says like that you've been like doing the daily work of self-mastery, okay? Building emotional resilience, trust, sovereignty again. Like, this isn't just healing, this is training, okay? This is like the first ripple of your initiation. I feel like you are choosing not to run, you're choosing to transmute. I love it. I think it's amazing energy that in that Hermit energy, you're not just sitting in like you could have had like, one of the grief cards show up here, but no, instead you got the Eight of Pentacles. So that's a big, beautiful soul development. Then we get this flood of cups. Like, I shuffled these decks fully, and yet out comes together in like a pile, the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King of Cups. And then these were clarified by, guess what? The Hermit once again. So this is an emotional evolution, right? Like the cups are our emotions. This is a lineage of feeling. You're not just like healing your heart. You're growing into it. You're actually becoming the master of your emotional world through this solitude, this reflection and dedication of the Hermit again, because you got the Hermit again here, right? So here in the Page, it's like that. This almost also shows like every stage that you had in perhaps your relationship with this person you're in no contact with. Like first there's the Page representing innocence, attraction, wonder. Then the Knight, this passion, this pursuit, this perhaps fantasy. The Queen gives us like deep emotion and sensitivity. And the King leads you into emotional maturity, of boundaries, of knowing when to hold steady or when to walk away. And again, like with the Hermit showing up here, you've had to reflect on this whole journey deeply and what all of this has taught you. You're not just healing your heart, my friends. You're rebuilding your emotional DNA, like possibly even healing what your younger self couldn't. This is where like the personal becomes ancestral, because this could even be like what your lineage, what your ancestors haven't been able to do yet. So it's not just about this person you're in no contact with. It's about you reclaiming your emotional power that was like never modeled for you. But look at you doing it here. So that's a big emotional journey of emotional intelligence and healing generational relationship patterns. Maybe your past self couldn't show up as the king or queen. Maybe your ancestors couldn't show up as the king or queen, but now you can. And in fact, you're all four. You're the page, the knight, the queen, and the queen and the king. You know, you're this line and you're the leap ahead. And then we get another cluster, this time of wands. So you get the 7, the 8, and the 6 of wands. And so these are showing, like, here we've got like a battle, standing your ground, setting your boundaries. We've got a breakthrough with the 8 of wands, and then a victory with the 6 of wands. So there's like this idea of resistance, of movement, and then recognition. And this is like, I think, your public emergence after you've done this inner work, right? So this is where you're either already there or moving towards. You've done or are doing the inner work, and now the world begins to see you. And you know what clarifies that? Another wand, the Knight of Wands. This is beautiful. So you're moving up in the world here. This is your fire, your passion, your courage to move ahead. This is like the one who says, F it, you know, I'm going to do it my way. You are not waiting anymore. You're bursting forward, even if it scares you. Yeah, it's like about claiming victory over the pain. And not because it didn't happen, friends, but because you didn't let this breakup, this relationship, whatever's happened here that's caused this separation, you didn't let it define you. Okay, you might have battled shame, anger, self-doubt, or even the urge to like disappear. But here you are, you're still actually showing up, you're still rising. And again, just because you're in the hermit mode doesn't mean that you've run away. Or even if you have actually gotten away from this person, it's not out of that runner energy, not with all of this beautiful inner work I'm seeing. This is you showing up, rising. This isn't escapism. This is you choosing yourself over and over and over, even when it's messy. So yeah, this Knight of Wands says your passion, whether that's your art, your sound, your truth, this is now your engine, okay? This is what you're using to help yourself get through to the next step. And then look at this beautiful final position here. We've got the 3 of Cups clarified by the Empress and the High Priestess. Are you kidding me? This is like a sacred reunion with your feminine side, with your feminine lineage, your inner temple, your joy. Like the Empress and the Priestess together, oh my goodness, those are 2 super important, powerful, major arcana cards. And I love seeing them here with the 3 of Cups. You really are embodying the sacred feminine in its full spectrum. We've got the sensuality and intuition. We've got softness and knowing. And then with the 3 of Cups, there's this soul family reunion here too. So these could be literal friends or maybe your spirit guides and ancestors surrounding you in love. This is super sacred, this part. You've called your soul back with these 3 cards. You're no longer chasing this potential of this relationship, this other person's potential. You're embodying your potential. So the 3 of Cups here, they sometimes can show reunion, but I don't read it as a reunion with this ex or this person you're in separation with. I read it as a reunion with your feminine self, your friends, your intuition, your joy. The parts of you that were eclipsed by this shadow of that old connection. So the Empress and the High Priestess together say, you've gone through it, and now you are blooming because of it. And now we move on to the oracle messages. And these, my friends, these seal the deal. So first you get the initiation. This is a rite of passage, right? You're crossing the threshold. This relationship was just a catalyst, okay? It wasn't a mistake. It was a threshold. It was your initiation. It really was your rite of passage. And you've done it. Because then we get the card of generational curses that says you are the breaker of patterns. And here, like the Hermit again kind of appears in this message, you know? You're the one doing the work that the others couldn't. And by surviving this relationship, you ended a cycle. So then we get another final oracle message. It's never truly the end. So this is confirming, you know, death and rebirth. Things might be over, but nothing is lost. You know, closure may never come from this person, but peace can come from you. And we get finally some hidden truths messages from this ex. So, I mean, they're missing you. They're definitely missing you. They're saying, I look for you everywhere. Like their soul is still searching for the light it lost. They're saying, I remember every detail of that day. So, you know, perhaps this is the moment it all broke. They're saying, my life is not as together as it seems. This is like, represents, you know, maybe the mask they wore at the time, or just possibly watching, like now they're watching your glow up. And they're saying, I want to feel that way again. Someone's, you know, they're missing the magic you brought. But here's the truth. You, my friend, are not here to be someone's missing piece. You are the whole effing puzzle now, okay? You've been walking between worlds, past and present, self and the other, solitude and celebration. But this reading tells like your story of like you're a mystic becoming whole. You've done the hermit work now, okay? You've trained in the realm of emotion and of fire. And now you're stepping into visibility, not as a wounded seeker, but as a whole person. You're the Empress, the Priestess, the healer of lineages. This isn't the end. It's the threshold. And you are ready. So, if this resonated with you, please give this a like. Make sure you've subscribed and hit that notification bell. But most of all, comment. Comment below, even if it's just with an emoji. But comment to claim your priestess, your empress power. The more you comment below, the more I can tune into your energy for future readings. And I also really love hearing from you. I read every comment and I also reply. So I can't wait to see you on the other side, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, blessings and big love.